Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Neil Marsh. I'm Professor of Chemistry and Biological Chemistry. I also serve as Chair of the Faculty Senate. And it is in that capacity, on behalf of all the faculty, that I welcome you to the new Student Convocation. Now I ask you to remain standing for the singing of the National Anthem, which will be sung by Mr. Samuel Kidd, who is a senior in the School of Music, Theatre and Dance.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon. I'm Martin Filbert, Provost of the University of Michigan and Professor of Toxicology in the School of Public Health. Please join me in thanking Samuel Kidd for his lovely rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. I also would like to recognize Neil Marsh, Professor of Chemistry and leader of the Faculty Senate. This afternoon, Professor Marsh represents the faculty who are as eager as you are to get started on that new academic year. It's truly a pleasure to welcome the class of 2022. We know from your applications that you bring intelligence, energy, determination to all that you undertake. We look forward to the many ways in which you will contribute to campus life. You've worked hard to get here, and I want to recognize your parents, families, high school teachers, mentors, and friends whose love and support help you become a Michigan student. You've joined us here in Ann Arbor because you were attracted by learning opportunities that the university provides. With 260 areas of study, there is much from which to choose. As the university's chief academic officer, I can assure you that whatever you choose to study, you will find your courses to be interesting and challenging. In every field, you'll find an array of courses that explore the breadth and depth of knowledge in a specific discipline. You'll have opportunities to immerse yourself in research settings such as medical labs and community organizations. In doing so, you'll contribute to the creation of new knowledge. Through our 1,600 student organizations, you'll test your learning in everything from concrete canoe construction, who knew that was a thing, to health policy, to ice carving. And the friendships that you develop will be lifelong. You will learn from people with experiences whose views and whose views and background might be quite different from your own. Taken together, these experiences will be key to preparing you for success after college. They will help you in determining what you want to do and in developing the skills necessary for succeeding in your chosen field. But there's way more to college than this. What you learn here will also prepare you for participation in civic life in a democratic society. The habits of mind you develop through your studies are essential to a thriving, self-governing society and its strongest line of defense when it's threatened. The habits of mind you'll gain through your studies were known historically as the arts of liberty. They are generally called the liberal arts. They are developed through rigorous study in any field and include testing your own ideas and those of others, questioning what we think we know and exploring alternative explanations, gathering, analyzing, and evaluating information and grounding our views in the evidence that we uncover, engaging in free and open debate and discussion, listening to other points of view, and being ready to do the hard work of changing our minds when it is required by new information. Understanding and respecting differences in ideas, backgrounds, and experiences, and learning from them. These arts of liberty are neither easy to master nor comfortable to practice. But you didn't come to Michigan because you thought it would be easy. Your decision to come to our campus indicates your openness to being challenged, your willingness to think carefully about serious matters, and to work hard at understanding new and different ideas. Coming to Michigan also indicates your receptiveness to learning, not just from your successes, but also from the ideas and experiments that don't work as you expected them to. Your teachers will be important resources to you as you expand your knowledge of the world and examine your beliefs about it. They are experts in their field, and they have considerable experience in the thoughtful examination of ideas. In addition to helping you develop your own ideas, they will expect you to question them and to challenge their views. They will welcome the conversation that follows. I encourage you to take advantage of office hours to talk with faculty members about course material and about one's role in the world. Your fellow students are also a wonderful resource. They come from around the world and have much to contribute to your learning about it. And happily, you will find that conversations in the dining hall, the library, a coffee shop, or at an athletic event, dare I say it, in the pub or at a party, are the beginnings of lifelong friendships. As part of these friendships, you will have debates and discussions about many topics, from politics to poetry to particle theory. This, too, is an important part of being in college, and you can learn a lot from these conversations. So let me give you just a little bit of advice. Approach these conversations with an open mind. You should, of course, marshal your best arguments, and you should assume that the other person is doing the same. Each of you should listen carefully to the other side. The goal is not, in fact, to win every argument. It is to learn from each other. Listening will enable you to do so. The university's mission statement commits us to educating students who will, quote, challenge the present and enrich the future. As you learn the arts of liberty, we are confident that you will do both. Our platform party today includes key leaders of the university, the deans and associate deans who head our 19 schools and colleges, and the executive officers who oversee the administrative functions of the university. Their names are noted in the program, and there will be opportunities for you to meet them at campus events. The Board of Regents is the governing board of the University of Michigan. We are honored to have Regent Emeritus Paul Brown of Ann Arbor and Regent Andrea Fisher-Newman of Ann Arbor joining us tonight. It is my pleasure to invite Regent Newman to deliver remarks on behalf of her fellow board members as we welcome you to campus. Regent Newman.
Wow, I've been doing this for a long time, And I realized for the first time walking in here tonight that I've been doing this since before all of you were born. That just made me feel really old. Provost Filbert, thank you for your kind introduction. And on behalf of my current colleagues on the Board of Regents and my former colleagues in Regents Emeriti, I'm delighted to welcome you, along with your friends and families, to the University of Michigan. It's good. Every time you hear that name, you should clap. While we may not all be thrilled that summer is coming to an end, actually, you might be thrilled that summer is coming to an end because that means you get to start your new experience here at the university. We are excited that all of you are joining the Michigan family. So to the class, thank you. So to the class of 2022, congratulations and welcome to your next adventure as you embark on what promises to be a journey of discovery of new ideas, new opportunities, experiences, and new friendships. And most importantly, the discovery of you. For years, you've worked hard to reach this goal. You are here. You are now a Wolverine. Be sure to take advantage of every minute in Ann Arbor. Many of the relationships you make here will last a lifetime. The lessons you learn will take you far, and the experiences you encounter will prepare you for what's to follow in life. Parents and families, this is for you. I can relate to your feelings, the joy, the excitement, the pride that your students have come this far, and yes, perhaps even a little trepidation about the unknown. 4 years ago, I dropped my son off at his dorm. Little did I realize how quickly those years would fly by. And this spring, and I'm going to start crying again, with a heart filled with emotions, much like those experienced 4 years ago and those you are feeling today, I watched him walk across the commencement stage, prepared for the next chapter of his life journey. Your children are going to graduate sooner than you think. In the meantime, they continue to need your love, support, encouragement, and perhaps an occasional box of insomnia cookies, which I'm told you can purchase in Ann Arbor and have delivered to their dorm rooms. So, class of 2022, it's time for you to begin this new journey. Ask a lot of questions. Be curious. Seek out people who are different from yourself. Explore the unknown. And remember, we're all here to help make this experience all that it can be for you and your families. Congratulations, and go blue.
Thank you, Regent Newman. I am now pleased to introduce Daniel Green, President of Central Student Government. Hailing from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Daniel is a senior in the Ford School of Public Policy. His interests include legal and political empowerment and building a more inclusive campus. Daniel is active in many student groups and invites you to introduce yourself when you see him on campus. Let's welcome him to the podium.
Hello, class of 2022. My name is Daniel Green. I'm a senior in the Gerald Ford School of Public Policy, and I will be serving as your Central Student Government President for the 2018-2019 academic year, alongside CSG's Vice President and current junior, Isabel Baer. On behalf of Central Student Government, I'd like to congratulate you all on enrolling at one of the best universities in the world, and welcome you to our Ann Arbor community. More importantly, I'd like to welcome you home. As I'm sure you've already heard a million times, you are all about to embark on one of the most eye-opening and challenging journeys of your life. It's an adventure that not everyone has the privilege to experience, and the journey is filled with vital, big-picture, long-term decisions. When we envision our college experience, we often think about what to major in, our career goals, whether or not to rush fraternity and sorority life. which student organizations to join, if and where to study abroad, if you're going to run for student government, and how many football, basketball, and hockey games to attend. On a campus with over 260 majors, 1,600 plus registered student organizations, and seemingly unlimited study abroad destinations, our most common college decisions seem critical. But by saturating our thoughts with those salient yet relative decisions, many of us struggle to acknowledge the more serious questions some fellow Wolverines are considering. Am I going to be accepted? Will I feel safe on campus? Am I going to graduate? Can I be honest in class without being judged? Can I afford the same activities as my new friends? Will I be able to afford my textbooks and lab materials? These questions are the ones that take precedence for many. Whether you are asking those questions or not, it's on each of us to make sure the answers reflect Michigan's values and ensure our community is a home for everyone. The true comfort of home ultimately derives not from a physical space, but a social community. As a class of 2022, you are now one community. In the context of national political turbulence and challenges to our institutional mission of developing leaders and citizens who will challenge the present and enrich the future, it is on each of us to take ownership of our community, including each other's success. It is on us to make Ann Arbor campus more inclusive, more accessible, and more supportive. Yes, you've already touched on those ideals with the online modules and orientation, but if there is one idea I wish I heard early in my first year, it would be this. The foundation and success of your Michigan experience will pivot on decisions you make in your first 72 hours on campus. Despite the chaos of switching your major multiple times or swinging back and forth between pre-med, pre-law, pre-business, and pre-fun, or experiencing your first heartbreak or making a mistake, we've all been told there's a time and place for everything, and it's apparently college. The upcoming experience will surprise you, scare you, challenge you, and encourage you. But above all, your Michigan experience will empower you. This empowerment derives from your commitment to our community. So tonight and this weekend, as you navigate your initial 72 hours, make our campus your new home. Consider who you are including in your plans, focus on being the positive, inclusive reality, and expect respect. Think about who you choose to sit with in class and in the dining halls. Don't be afraid to introduce yourself to strangers on your floor, in common areas, or in class. Trust me, it's awkward for everyone. Allow yourself to experience great memories and build everlasting friendships with people who are different than you. And if someone looks like they need a hand, be it moving in, having no one to sit with for lunch, or finding a class, step up and do not hesitate, because it is in that brief yet monumental moment of service and care for our community that you help the class of 2022 inch closer to being the leaders and best. And if along the way you find yourself, your community, or even your student organization struggling, don't be a stranger to Central Student Government. We're here to help. You can run for a position, join an executive commission or task force, or work on student policy. Lastly, be sure to join Michigan's Big Ten Voter Challenge, and make sure you and your friends are registered to vote. The largeness that is the University of Michigan truly represents unlimited opportunity, and it is now on you to take advantage of your time here. Class of 2022, welcome home, and of course forever, go blue.
She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry. Oh man, oh man, oh man, not again. So I'm riding through the city with my high beams on. Can you see me? Can you see me? Get your vibes in on.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Thank you again to Michigan Manziel. What an incredible performance. Good evening, Wolverines. I am Kedra Ishop, Vice Provost for the Office of Enrollment Management. In short, that means that my team of nearly 200 staff oversee the offices that admitted you, distributed more than $85 million in grants and scholarships to you, provided the 46 new student orientations that all of you attended, and helped you register for classes that you'll be starting in just a few days. And just to keep you honest, I also oversee the office that inputs your grades. I'm thrilled to welcome you home to Michigan. You are entering into a proud tradition of excellence shared with over 500,000 of students and alumni who once sat where you sit today. The level of accomplishment born from this campus and nurtured in this scholarly community cannot be overstated. Wolverines like you founded companies like Google, JetBlue, Boeing, Zingerman's, Groupon, Domino's, Walgreens, Meijer, Skype, the Mayo Clinic, and Esquire magazine. Wolverines like you have played in every major sports league and have won medals in every Summer Olympics since 1900. Wolverines like you have served as United States congressional representatives, senators, federal judges, governors, cabinet members, the first female Surgeon General, and of course, the President of the United States. Wolverines like you have written iconic plays, poems, novels, and short stories, have appeared on every television network, have delighted audiences on the big screen, on Broadway, won Nobels, Pulitzers, Guggenheims, MacArthurs, Emmys, Oscars, and executed the first US spacewalk. Wolverines like you have edited or written for The Onion, Time Magazine, Chicago Magazine, Sports Illustrated, The Washington Post, The New Yorker, served on the Manhattan Project, wrote the Polar Express. Little Fires Everywhere, The Poison City, and The Historian, and we've won Top Chef. And nearly 600,000 Michigan alumni help make the world go round as they pursue their life and Michigan-inspired interests all over the world, ready to cheer a hearty "Go Blue" when they see the hint of maize and blue from across the way. If this list of Michigan accomplishments seems a little intimidating, especially at a time when your most pressing concerns are getting to know your new roommate or figuring out how to get from Angel Hall to the league, it should be. But remember, the Wolverines I mentioned were everyday students just like you who also experienced their first day here in Ann Arbor just like you. You should feel pride in knowing that you're now part of the Michigan family. I hope you feel inspired to dedicate these next 4 years to making your mark on this campus as you get ready to take on the world. Because as you'll soon discover, the Michigan experience extends far beyond the classroom walls. Each of you has the potential to make an impact, and that's why you're here. Take, for example, Logan Kibler, a dual degree student in STEAM. No, she's not planning to major in the 3 states of water. STEAM is an acronym for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Arts and Mathematics. Logan is a dual degree student in the College of Engineering and Performing Arts Technology program at the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. She hails from Holland, Michigan, where she grew up in a house of Wolverines. Her father and mother are both alumni. It's also where she learned how to play enough instruments to be a one-woman band. Logan is a percussionist, guitarist, and a pianist. Because she is interested in both music and technology, Logan pursued independent study in sound recording at her local college. She also founded a local chapter of Girls Who Code club at her high school to foster young women to enter careers in the computer sciences and engineering. All of that hard work pays off. She's the recipient of the prestigious Sidney J. and Irene Shipman Scholarship due to her academic excellence, community service, leadership, and talent. Logan plans to create advances in audio recording and production while promoting women in STEM career fields. Or Charles Lennis, an LGBT activist who will be studying in the School of Nursing. Although Charles doesn't have any nurses in his family, he is dedicated, disciplined, and committed, and compassionate, and feels called to the field. Joining his high school Sexuality and Gender Alliance enabled Charles to explore new interests, change his environment, and meet a group of like-minded peers. He is looking forward to experiencing all this and more at UM and can't wait to be motivated by all of the equally ambitious Wolverines here today. Or Andy Offsink, an LSA student and proud cancer survivor from New York. Not wanting to miss any school, Andy insisted her parents schedule her treatments for the first appointment of the day so that she could attend classes immediately after. Andy went on to create Streak of Sunshine, a nonprofit that sells yellow hair extensions to promote childhood cancer awareness. Andy is hoping to bring this nonprofit to campus by recruiting students, some of you out here, to help spread the word during Cancer Awareness Month in September. And there's Cassidy Chambers, who hails from a proud 6th-generation family farm. Cassidy knew how to drive a tractor before she could do long division. She loved math in school, but was told by a family member that she didn't need a degree to change diapers. Thankfully, Cassidy ignored this advice. She volunteered in the waiting room at C.S. Mott Children's Hospital and will be going on to study in the STEM field. She wants to serve as a living example that a person's situation does not necessarily restrict or define them. Or Jefferson Wang, whose love of yo-yos led to his application and acceptance into the College of Engineering. Don't tell your friend, that stick is up. We already know about it. It's through practicing yo-yo, Spanish, and swimming that Jefferson came to realize there's no shortcut for learning. The fun in acquiring a new set of skills lies in striving for perfection, not necessarily getting there. Keep an eye out for Jefferson on the diag. You might see him taking a break from studying with the Revolution Yo-Yo team, freestyling with a yo-yo he designed and printed on a 3D printer. And Destiny Mason, the oldest of 6 siblings who raised her twin sisters throughout high school because her parents had other children in situations that needed their attention. Instead of giving up when it got hard to balance schoolwork with raising her sisters, Destiny learned to be resourceful and creatively solve problems. She got up extra early and stayed up late to make sure her sisters were well cared for and to get her schoolwork completed. Despite these obstacles, she graduated valedictorian of Romulus High School. Destiny plans to participate in research while at UM through Europe with the long-term intention to help those living with mental and behavioral disorders. These are just a few among the thousands of examples of how all of you, our newest Wolverines, have already proven your talent, passion, and commitment to learning. Each and every one of you was chosen because you are right for Michigan, and Michigan is right for you. You stood apart from over 65,000 applications, and that was no easy feat. You come from more than 2,000 different high schools and 349 colleges in urban, rural, and suburban communities all over the state, nation, and world. Over 30 of you have proudly served, continue to serve, or intend to serve in our armed forces. Your class includes representation from multiple racial, ethnic, social, ideological, and religious backgrounds. Nearly 1 in 7 of you identify as minorities that have traditionally been underrepresented in higher education, and 1 in 7 of you are the first in your family to attend college. Congratulations. Each of you, no matter your background, has a new home here at the University of Michigan. You may find that your new home is different than your old home, that it has different traditions, food, people, buildings, and weather than the home from which you're coming. And we know that change can be challenging. That's why Michigan has a plethora of resources available to help you navigate your transition to campus. But we also know that you're ready for the challenge. That's why you're here, to be a part of our diverse family of Wolverines and to help us help you make this your home. What you will soon find is that our family's diversity in all its forms helps to build a richer, stronger, and more stimulating academic and social experience for everyone involved in this great institution. Michigan inspires, it motivates, and it listens to its leaders and best who work together to help create positive campus change. You are the leaders and best, a phrase that will apply to you well after you graduate from this incredible institution. I challenge you today at the beginning of this bold adventure to reflect on the changes you want to see in this world and continually take advantage of your 4 years at the University of Michigan to see them accomplished. I offer my congratulations to you and to the loved ones who have stood beside you on your outstanding achievements. And now to the administration, faculty, staff of the University of Michigan, and especially to our incredible president, Dr. Schlissel, I present to you the class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Ishop. This is indeed an impressive incoming class. I am now pleased to introduce Mark Schlissel, the 14th President of the University of Michigan.
Thank you, Provost Filbert, for that introduction, and good evening to you, the great class of 2022. Give yourself a round. If I didn't know better, I'd say she was making up all the spectacular bios out there, but I know that it's true. It's a pleasure to be here to help welcome you, along with so many of your friends and families, as new members of the Michigan family. Welcome everyone to the University of Michigan. Students, I hope you're all ready and moved in and ready to begin. And on that note, I'd like to express a special thank you to the 500 or so M-Leader volunteers who helped with our move-in days this year. They did a spectacular job. The planning and expert execution of this annual event is truly remarkable. This year, as always, I'm impressed by the amazing qualities and spectacular credentials of the incoming class at the University of Michigan. You hail from all parts of our state, from all 50 states, and 59 other nations around the world. You're amongst the best and brightest in your communities, and now you're here at the University of Michigan, about to embark on the next phase of your lives. Congratulations. I want to take a few minutes to add my thoughts on what's special about a Michigan education. At U of M, we strive to provide the best and most forward-looking university education available today. Our great professors and outstanding students conduct research that addresses major societal issues. You'll be learning from faculty who are literally defining the frontiers of human understanding and identifying the next questions we all need to ask. You not only learn from them, but you get to work with them. We engage in teaching and research that lead to breakthroughs in disciplines, including engineering and technology and medicine, as well as scholarship and creative work that promotes understanding and enrichment of the human experience. And all of these aspirations rely on a spectacular group of students to elevate the level of our intellectual firepower and to contribute to our 2-centuries-old tradition of public impact. As Dr. Ishop explained, you've got us covered here. During my 4 years here, Michigan students have helped to find a new dwarf planet in our solar system. You've mapped out a more complete history of slavery in Detroit and developed innovations that are reducing infant mortality in developing countries. But today, as you begin your studies with us, I want to ask you to consider what your education means in a larger sense. In other words, what does higher education mean to you? What will you take with you from here for the rest of your life? It's well known that a college education leads to greater career earnings and increases social mobility. To the parents in the room, up in the balcony, I can assure you that this assertion is supported by ample evidence. Money Magazine, for example, just ranked U of M as a top 10 school for value in the United States to its students and their families. We also know that college graduates enjoy longer lives, healthier lives, and happier lives. But I would argue that an education in a place like Michigan means even more than that. In an era where you can carry access to all the world's information in your pocket, the most important things you'll learn here are how to think for yourself, how to ask important questions, and how to solve big problems. A Michigan education provides the opportunity to be challenged, to consider evidence and the quality of an argument, to form your own opinions, and be willing to change your mind and to grow. And that's where the habits of mind that Provost Filbert discussed come in. Quality higher education gives you the skills and the imagination to pursue your life's ambitions, change careers as your interests and the economy evolve, and to persuade and to lead. It provides the tools we need to understand the experiences of others. You'll hone the ability to extract deeper meaning from narrative prose, while at the same time learning alongside classmates and professors from very different backgrounds than yourselves. Higher education shapes the trajectory of lives, your own life and the life of everyone you're going to help. Each of these qualities is a component of the value of a college education, yet none of them alone adequately captures it in full. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. In taking all of this together, I believe that one very important concept emerges. That concept is freedom. Education's link to freedom has long been a quintessential American value. As pioneering University of Michigan faculty member John Dewey wrote at the beginning of the 20th century, we naturally associate democracy, to be sure, with freedom of action, but freedom of action without freed capacity of thought behind it is only chaos. At its best, higher education teaches our minds to bring order to that chaos. Education frees us to live full lives based on our individual values, desires, talents, and willingness to work hard. We have the freedom to choose our own path. In many ways, freedom is what college is really about. During your 4 years here, you'll be able to transform this opportunity into a set of skills and sensibility that allow you to take ownership of your future. Education takes freedom beyond its status as a legal right and elevates it into a lifetime of opportunities and choices. Higher education also heightens our ability to make informed and thoughtful decisions as we exercise our rights as citizens in civil society. I believe that citizenship is one of the most important values we teach here at Michigan. It underlies many of our most important freedoms. We're a university with a long and proud and meaningful legacy of driving social change with student leaders and activists at the forefront. To help write the latest chapter in this important history, U of M last year helped launch the Big Ten Voting Challenge. The challenge is a contest amongst all the Big Ten schools. The competition will recognize the campus with the greatest overall turnout in the November elections and the campus with the greatest growth in turnout. This nonpartisan initiative is a collaboration between our Central Student Government and the Ginsberg Center in Student Life and many others. I hope you'll get registered and turn out to help us win. I'd like to end my remarks with one bit of advice that also has to do with the freedom you'll enjoy because of your Michigan education, and it begins tonight. Your parents will head home if they haven't left already, and you'll be free to chart your own path through U of M and to make your own decisions. Importantly, you'll decide how to balance your academic commitments and your social explorations. You'll decide when to fit in and when to stand out, when to say yes and when to say no. You'll have to figure out how to have fun, but also how to be safe. As my wife and I told each of our 4 kids as they headed off to college, make good decisions and don't be afraid to ask for help. Class of 2022, this will not be the last time you think about these questions over the next 4 years. I invite you to share how your Michigan experience is going with me. I meet for fireside chats with larger groups of students several times each semester and occasionally host student leader meetings in my house. Many of you came over to the house for ice cream this afternoon. It was great to meet you and your parents. Provost Filbert mentioned faculty office hours. I have office hours as well. I have them every month. I invite you to sign up. I invite you to come right here with me and help cheer on the Big Ten championship and 1 game away from national championship Michigan basketball team this year. If I don't see you tonight at the picnic, you'll see me walking across the campus. I may even pop in to teach one of your classes. Don't hesitate to tell me what you're enjoying, what might not be going so well, and how we can make your Michigan experience even better. Class of 2022, we're glad that each and every one of you is here. Have a great year and go blue.
Good evening. I'm Royster Harper, and I serve as the Vice President for Student Life. I want to add my welcome to the many you've received since you arrived. I hope it is obvious to you that we are happy, we are thrilled, we are elated, we are inspired that you chose to join us tonight. We are really glad to see you. So welcome home. Welcome to your new community, your new home in Ann Arbor and the University of Michigan. We have this convocation to celebrate your presence in our lives and to tell you a bit about what we expect of you as students. We expect you to get both a degree and an education from the university. We expect you to challenge the status quo. We expect you to have a healthy disregard for the impossible. We expect you to take much from the university and from Ann Arbor, new knowledge, new friends, new skills. But we also expect you to give us your ideas, your enthusiasm, your service to others, and especially some new traditions and some new beginnings. We believe deeply, as you have heard, in the incredible diversity that makes Michigan such a powerful place. The people, the ideas, the cultures, the opportunity, it's pretty amazing and it's important. We expect you to be leaders in best, to lead with integrity, to be as comfortable with cooperation as you are with competition. This is a very special and constantly evolving place, and it's your university, and you need not take it or leave it as it is when you enter it. We expect you to make a contribution to the university and to the world. So consequently, we put a lot of energy and resources into matters of personal identity and diversity. How to make a difference with your ideas, with your actions, with your character, and with your commitment. We hope that this experience, that you will experience the magic that can happen here when all the pieces come together. So tonight, we've begun to share with you some of U of M's tradition, our faculty in their academic garb, an event here in Crisler Arena, comments from our beloved Regent, comment from your student body president, Daniel, and also from our provost and other distinguished faculty members. You've seen one of our great musical tradition. I kept telling myself, I could do that. Right after the ceremony, there will be a picnic. Right. See, they're not nice. Right after the ceremony, there'll be a picnic out in the diag across from the Harlan Hatchett Graduate Library. The president and his wife has already told you that they'll be there. Many of us will be there, and we'll be looking for you. Inside your program, there's a little tab, and you simply present this to them when you arrive, and we'll have food for you. So before I end, there are a few folks we want to take a moment to thank. We want to, first of all, thank Michigan Dining. I Hope and the Office of Sustainability, we are so proud that we gave each of you one of these Planet Blue water bottles. We've been giving out sort of disposable water bottles, so kudos for our Dining and Sustainability Office for helping us to figure out how not to do that. I also want to thank the housing residence staff that are here, and also the Office of New Student Program that makes this possible. And we've already thanked the move-in makers, but would you join me in thanking them again? Right. We had a parent at the President's house today say to us, oh, everybody here has been so nice. We do that because we want to make this place and this opportunity as seamless as possible for you. So here's what we're going to do. I'd like to invite the Harmonettes to end tonight's program with a song, and then we'll sing a song that you probably already know and that you will sing many times in the years to come. Once we have finished singing, would you be kind enough to just allow the platform guests to get from the stage, to leave the arena, and then come on down to the diag and let's have dinner together. So these are our fabulous Harmonettes.
I get angry, baby, believe me. I could love you just like that. I could leave you just as fast. But you don't judge me. 'Cause if you did, baby, I would judge you too. No, you don't judge me. 'Cause if you did, baby, I would judge you too. 'Cause I got issues, you got them too. So give them all to me and I'll give mine to you. Bask in the glory of our problems. 'Cause we got the kind of love that takes of them. Yeah, I got issues. And one of them is how bad I need you. Do it on purpose. Get mad and you break things. Feel bad, try to fix things. You're perfect, fully wired circuit. Got hands like an ocean. Push you out, put you back in. But you don't judge me. 'Cause if you did, baby, I would judge you too. No, you don't judge me. 'Cause we see it from the same point of view. 'Cause I got issues, you got them too. So give them all to me and I'll give mine to you. Bask in the glory of our problems. 'Cause we got the kind of love that takes of them. Yeah, I got issues. them is how bad I need you. I got issues. You got them too. 'Cause I got issues. You got them too. Skip 'em out of me and I can point to you. Bask in the glory of our problems. 'Cause we got the kind of love that takes us off 'em. Yeah, I got issues. And one of them is how bad I need you.
Ready?